Hey guys, what is going on? I am Black.Amazing. Just before I get into the main topic of this video, this originally was supposed to be a Q&A, so at the end, after I'm done talking about the main subject, I may answer a couple of zombies questions from you guys, so stay tuned until the end of the video for that. But for the main topic of this video, I'm going to talk about an alternate or a scrapped ending that we never got to see for Blood of the Dead. It's interesting especially because BO4 has been out for an awful long time now, Blood of the Dead especially since it was one of the base maps. The Easter egg on that map has been completed since, well, pretty much the beginning. It wasn't solved too long after the game released, and so the fact that it's only just now someone has gone into the game files and discovered this scrapped alternate ending is pretty cool. You would have thought this would have been found straight away. Maybe no one's playing the Russian version of the game because that is what this is on. But anyway, so getting into it, this was discovered by someone called Eldar Romanov. What I believe he did was went into the game files of the Russian version of Blood of the Dead, and in there you can find alternate ending audio for this map. This can't be found on any other version of the game. Why it's only in the Russian one, I don't know. Maybe they just forgot to take it out. But since it is in the game, this is clearly telling us Treyarch intended for this to be the ending. They would have had to have come up with the script, and then the voice actor would have had to have said the lines. Being that it's the Russian version, I doubt they would have worked on this first, which tells me that this could have been the ending Treyarch wanted, but for some reason it was scrapped and we got the one we actually saw. Anyway, so I'm going to play it for you now. What he's done is synced up the scrapped audio with our actual cutscene, and he's also given us subtitles. So the first part is going to be in English, and then about halfway through, the Russian audio, the scrapped audio, is going to begin to play. It doesn't exactly sync up with the video, because obviously the video is for the actual ending, not the scrapped one, but it's about as good as we're going to get. So here we go.
Listen to how the spirits sing. They are free of this realm.
Ain't that swell? Does that mean we win?
I would be greatly relieved if that were so. I am in no hurry to ensnare my mortal soul.
That will not be necessary, Nikolai. The future has changed.
The Chronorium?
Read it. Learn of your true calling. You must keep your soul. It will be needed to defeat Dr. Monty.
Who?
Смотрите!
Hello? Hello? I am still here. Wait! My God. What have I done? I honestly thought you were going to let me bleed to death. It was so sad.
The cycle is broken, Herr Doctor. As such, insurance policies are no longer needed. I wish I could tell you I was sorry, Edward, but I'm not.
No! No, you can help me! You're a doctor!
Я видел много чудес и катастроф! Рождение и гибель миров! Седлал гигантов! Покорял тени! Прошел путь, недоступный другим! Только я знаю путь к спасению! Если хочешь снова стать глупым малышом, что носится по дому туда-сюда! Я хочу быть собой! Этим собой! Тем, кто сделал всю работу! Майн год, вот оно! Меня зовут доктор Эдвард Richtofen, и я из последних сил стараюсь сделать как лучше. И знаете, кого мне жаль? Себя. Я хотел идти дальше. Этот я поступал плохо. Очень плохо. Измерение 2-2-10. Я был просто дитя и умер один. Говорят, оставаться всегда тяжелее. Вы должны идти, должны выживать. Вы прокляты.
So that's quite a bit different to the ending that we actually got. Richtofen says things here that we never got to see in the proper ending. He starts by saying, I've been witness to many miracles and catastrophes, which is fine, that's pretty much what he says in the actual ending. But then as he continues, he says, worlds born and collide. I've saddled giants, conquered shadows, walked a path no other could take. Only I know the path to salvation, if you want to become a stupid child that is running around in the house again. I want to be me. This me, the one who did all the hard work. Mein Gott, this is it. My name is Dr. Edward Richtofen, and I am trying so very hard to do the right thing. And do you know who I feel sorry about? Me. I wanted to keep going. This me has done bad things. Very bad. Dimension 2210. I was just a child, and I died alone. It is sad that staying is always harder, but you have to go. Have to survive. You are cursed. And that is the point where Richtofen dies. So there are some changes, but the most interesting part is how Richtofen talks about Dimension 2210 and killing his other self. This is something he hasn't ever really spoken about before. In maps after this, Alpha Omega or Tag der Toten, it was hinted about especially in Alpha, but Richtofen himself never really went into detail, whereas it was planned originally in the Blood of the Dead ending, even before those maps, that Richtofen would speak about what happened in Dimension 2210. And even though we kind of knew it, the Canorium tells us he went to this dimension and collected his innocent soul, so we could kind of work out already what happened, that he went there and killed an innocent version of himself, a child version, but here he explains it himself. He says, in Dimension 2210, I was just a child and I died alone. Richtofen's almost grieving for having to kill a child version of himself. He's saying that he's done so much already, he's done all of the hard work, yet he doesn't get to carry on. It's clear that this version of Richtofen that died in blood wanted to continue. Obviously we know he couldn't, otherwise things could have gone very differently. The paradox might have continued. But in my opinion, this ending is a lot more emotional than the one we actually got. The original was very sad, but this one's just even worse. Why Treyarch decided not to use this, I'm not really sure, because ultimately I guess there's not really any massive game changes in here. It doesn't change the ending. Richtofen just goes on to explain more about Eddie, where he came from, and he's crying a little bit more. But I don't think this would have changed the storyline, so why it was scrapped, I don't know, but it is very interesting. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think it's better than the original? Do you think this one's more emotional? Should it have been kept? I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say. And as promised, I've got a little bit of time just to answer a couple of questions from you guys. Don't worry, there will be another Q&A within the next few days, so stay tuned. But the first one from Two Faces says, hey BOA, why do we see an inverted box in Die Rise? A very cool feature, but it's pretty obvious that Die Rise takes place in an upside down skyscraper, so to have the box upside down as well, whereas originally it would have been on the floor, but since the floor is the ceiling, that's why we see it inverted. There's no secret or storyline meaning. The buildings are literally upside down, so is the mystery box. And Face Shrek for President says, hey, what if zombies never had a storyline? Would they still make unique maps? And it kind of seems like you've worded your question wrong, because you should be saying, if zombies never had a storyline, would they make unique maps? Not would they still? Because I wouldn't call Black Ops 4's maps, Tag der Toten, Alpha Omega, Blood of the Dead, all classified unique, and we have a storyline for them. I would actually say, if we never had a storyline, I think we would have got unique maps, and the remakes that we had in BO4, they wouldn't exist. If there was no storyline in zombies, there wouldn't be a need for any of those remakes. I actually think our storyline is the reason we had Tag der Toten. I think the storyline over BO4 especially, but even in BO3, I guess BO2 as well, it decides the maps. Whereas in World at War and BO1, it was more maps first, you create them, and then you intertwine the story in it. Whereas now it's you do the story first and then fit the maps around them. So if in the story the characters need to travel back to Alcatraz, you remake Alcatraz, whereas if there's no story, you don't do that. So you could say, in a way, the storylines part of the reason why Black Ops 4, in my opinion, wasn't the best zombies. The fact that we had all remakes for Ether was pretty sad, and with no storyline, that wouldn't have happened. So I'm kind of saying the opposite of what your question is. So guys, there we go, that is it. That is all I have for you for today's video. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, you know what to do. Drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. We are almost at 600,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much, and if you aren't subscribed already, click that button. Let's try and help the gang get there. Gang, that sounds bad. We're not baddies here. We're good people. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Until then, goodbye.